If anyone out there can hear our vocal glitches and can help us fix that, that is comments that we need at the end of this podcast.
Yes.
On that note, hi, my name is Leah.
I'm Rachelle.
And we're a little extra.
Just a little bit.
We need a little extra help at the moment. So
Techies, we are not.
Welcome to our brand new podcast.
Yeah.
And
welcome, friends.
Yeah, if you happen to listen to our introduction, we talked a little bit about being a little extra and how you need a passion, and you need to know what your passion is in order to be a little extra. Because if you're just like willy-nilly extra all over the place, then that's annoying.
Yeah, annoying.
Annoying is, it's very annoying when you're just like, you're kind of a spaz. But if you can like hone it into something that you are passionate about, then, you can perfect your extraness.
Yeah, and shine.
Yeah. So I guess I'll start by talking about my day job a little bit.
Let's hear about it.
I have a day job.
What?
I do.
You don't do this full time?
I don't.
What?
This is my passion project at the moment.
Yeah, same.
Until it pays.
Yeah.
A little extra advice at gmail.com. And that's how that's our e-transfer.
Is it? Yeah.
We're going to set that up.
We are. I think we should do that next.
Yes.
Okay.
So at my day job,
Yeah.
I work for a project management company called Peter Lucas. I'm the brand and engagement manager. So I look after all of the things that are like marketing related.
That's fun.
And it is fun. I really enjoy it. It's a great job at a company I love to work with and people I love to work for and with. It's, I don't know. It's an all-around great place. And don't know, now you know. So, but anyways, back to my passion, which is not Peter Lucas. I'm passionate about Peter Lucas and working for them, but it is not my passion.
Yeah.
But one thing that I thought was really cool that we did is I'm, like I said, overhead employee number one. And so as the business started to grow, you have to make decisions on like who your next hire is going to be and stuff like that. And we did that based on how busy we got. And I'm a list keeper.
Oh, I'm one of them.
Yes, I keep a to-do list, and I keep a physical to-do list. My family makes fun of me that I don't do like an electronic notes thing, but I will.
I do a stupid thing where like I'll write it down, and then I'll take a picture.
You take a picture,
Yeah,
but
on
can
my
you
phone.
cross it out as things happen, or?
Oh, God forbid. No.
Um,
I suppose I couldn't paint.
I write it out on a sticky note, my to-do list, and then I stick it to my phone. Because if it was in my phone, then I would have to remember to open up my phone to look at the to-do list. Whereas,
No, that makes perfect sense.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I take a lot of heat for that.
Yeah,
So,
screw anybody that says otherwise. Like, that's totally normal way to be. There's
okay.
list people and there's non-list people.
Yeah.
That's the way I say it.
Anyways, I make lists, but how we knew how to hire someone new is like we just started to notice that there was like things that were really easy to like fall to the bottom of your list, and it was things that I started out being like really good at and things that I liked to do, but over time they just became like the chores or things that I didn't enjoy doing as much as the other things as I started to grow and like learn more things and find new things. And so things that I thought were my passion started to fall to the bottom of the list. Do you have things that fall to the bottom of your list?
Yes, they're also the things I'm least passionate about.
Yeah.
Laundry.
Yeah, I am.
Laundry.
I am extremely not passionate about laundry as well.
Some people are like, it's the best, and I'm just like, go fuck yourself. That's annoying.
Mine, a phone call. I don't like making phone calls. I have a really I spent way
like ordering pizza and stuff like that, or what?
Oh God, there's apps for that, honey. You don't have to pick up a phone to order a pizza.
A small town Saskatchewan, you do.
That's the difference. That's one big difference between us is we represent urban and rural Saskatchewan quite polar oppositely.
Yeah, we do it well.
Yeah, no. So I have apps for that. I have no reasons. I spent way too many years in like customer service and stuff like that, that I just don't actually enjoy talking to people anymore. And so I like this.
This is fun.
Yeah, I like this.
She's like, whoops, I just foot in mouth disease.
But we're not doing this over the phone.
That's
either.
right.
So
it's fun.
just so you know, when we do talk on the phone, it's extremely painful for me.
Yeah. I remember that.
I do that for you.
Aww.
Do you have things that you like that are just easy to work into your day? Like you can always find time to do?
Like in terms of like things that make me happy, my passions in life. Sometimes, sometimes I guess that would be like, I'm very passionate about, how would I put this? Being creative. I would say a yes to that when I feel like every day there is an element of something that is creative.
Yeah. Do you find that you like seek it out a little bit? Like it's like, how can I make this a little bit more creative? Or is it just, it just falls upon you?
Absolutely. And the thing too is that once the mind, the thought has come into the mind, you can't unthink it.
Yes.
So then now anything, if you do anything less than what this crazy idea or embellishment or whatever is, you're like, well, I have to.
Yeah. I have like, setting this up, we became passionate about this really quickly. And so it was really easy for me to drop all of the other things that I'm supposed to be doing for the sake of researching this. And so, but I don't know if that's like more like the shiny new object rather than like actual passion. So we have like, at Peter Lucas, we've done a number of activities to explore what people's passions are, and so that we can recognize them in other people, so that we know what other people are good at. And so, do you want to do a couple of like little activities with me?
Let's do it.
And we'll see if we can't find your passion.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is my favorite one that we've ever done, and I'm totally going to give my boss Jared props.
I'm excited about this.
Who probably also stole it from somebody else, but we're going to pretend it was his idea. So, anyways.
I'm ready.
So this is all about finding your natural abilities and like your natural talents. And so think back to when you were a child to like, what did you play all the time? Like, what are like the games you played or like the toys you played with? What were the things that you like played with all the time?
Barbies and school.
Barbies in school. And so like, different kids, I thought that it was just like you just played Barbies one way, but apparently there was like a number of ways to like
just different ways to play Barbie.
Like, mine was always like more of a role play kind of a thing.
Yeah, like hi honey, I'm home.
Barbie, hi Ken.
Want to go for a ride?
Yeah.
No,
Well, there was a script written for us.
That was fun.
Nostalgia.
Yeah.
But that's the way I always thought. But I guess other people, like I remember going to like kids' houses and I'd be like, hey, how are you? And they were like, why are you talking to my Barbie? Like, but the Barbies don't talk. They just like, we make them do things. And it was like, I don't understand.
Yeah. How do they?
I wish I could explain that more. I didn't really think that out before I talked about it. Yeah. But it was like all of a sudden I had this memory of like people telling me that I was doing it wrong. So you did role play kind of Barbie stuff and school. So what talents did you use when you were playing those games?
Bossiness. Is that a talent?
It is. And I only say that because when I tell you my answers, you're going to be like, oh yeah, that's...
It's so funny because I don't actually consider myself bossy, but I think I probably am.
Well, you know what? I was always told as a child and as a teenager that I was bossy. And it turns out that that's just what you tell women who are
leaders. Yeah.
And so...
Damn.
There.
Yeah.
I'm not going to drop the mic. It was expensive. I just got it. It's too early for that.
Maybe next month when we have 5 million, bazillion, quadrillion.
Yes. Like and subscribe to see me mic drop.
We'll do a mic drop, an actual mic drop when we get to what? How many subscribers?
We're going to set some goals.
Yeah.
And we're going to set some goals with some stunts. I like that.
Yeah. Anyways. Focus. Back onto, played school. What skill set did I use? I don't even know. I like talking. explaining,
So when I
teaching.
did this exercise, like the game that, or the things that I remember playing the most with my sisters, I remember we played church. Like we grew up Catholic, and so I don't know, like
Sounds really fun.
I know, but I was the preacher, and I used like our ironing board as the altar.
I
and
love it.
I had like a little mass book, and I like physically made my sister go to church every day. Not that that helped.
And you were the preacher.
Yeah,
I love it. I was called Preacher Ray at Vacation Bible School when I was
Really?
younger. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so I thought maybe for a while my talent might be to be a cult leader. Like,
I like how that translates from like, I thought you were going to say like a preacher.
no,
a cult leader.
A cult leader.
I mean, I could still say
But I
it.
also would like, we'd get together with my cousins and like at Christmas and other family events. And we like, there's a whole slew of us, like I said, Catholic.
So
French
then you grew your cult.
Right. And so then I would write plays for them and then make all of the kids act out the play.
That was the best.
For all of the adults.
Mhm.
And, you know, the adults loved it because they got some time away from all the kids. And then we performed. I don't know. And I liked it because I got to be the boss.
Yeah.
So, which, I don't know, being bossy is probably one of my main talents as well.
That's funny.
So that was one of the exercises that we had done. And you know, we got to uncover some other talents. You know, there's a lot of like organizational skills that are involved in doing something like that. You're playing teacher, you're probably doing some lesson planning, and you know, those are other kinds of talents that you can find as well. So then in combination with that, that made me think back to when I went to marketing school.
Yeah.
And there was this book, and hold on, I even have it here. Okay. I had to check my notes, make sure I didn't forget to talk about something. But anyways, we had this book. It's called Brand You. I don't know if anybody can see it. Brand You by John Perkis and David Royston Lee. Look at that. I gave credit where credit was due.
I love it.
There are literally 4 pages that I look at in this entire book, but they are super, super important pages. And so this Brand You, it's all about the idea that, you know, when people introduce themselves or when you ask them, who are they? People automatically go into either, you know, their professional life, what they do for a living, or who do they belong to? You know, do they have like a spouse? Do they have kids? Do they, you know, but you don't. What does that tell me about you? You just told me like a thing that applies to you.
I am not my own boss.
1 million other people in the world, you know? And so anyways, where this book comes is it starts with the same kind of thing. It starts with your talents. And so you reflect back in your life at like different high points in your life, big accomplishments that you've had. And then what talents did you use for those things to happen? And so recently I sent you these exercises. And so what did you come up with?
Well, let me pull it out and tell you. I think something that like, I'm not going to get into it today with y'all, but I was a little bit reflective on things that would have been like cliche, the right thing to write down, that were not big pivotal moments in my life.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's going to judge you if the birth of your children were not like.
Do you know what I mean? It's just like having the baby. It's just like a wedding day. It's just like the birthday.
Yeah.
That's the day, the first day. That
I mean, I have it on
like that was my favorite day ever. It's like it was actually a pretty shitty day. You know, like I got a baby. That was fucking cool. Like don't get me wrong, but like the day itself was like not fun.
Horrible things happened.
Yeah, like they didn't tell me some of the things that happened to me. Anyways, but
we're gonna have a whole episode on that,
right?
Yeah.
We should. Okay. So I talked about, I taught English in Taiwan after high school.
Did you?
So that was pretty
I'm about
cool.
to learn about Rachelle.
Yeah. I have a starting university. And so I was intentional about using the word starting because I was very proud of myself to having even got to the point where I would start. No, I did not finish. Because my reasons for being there
about that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, learned a lot of cool stuff, made some awesome friends, all that good stuff. But I was really proud about getting there. I mentioned like a couple like speaking things that I've done where I feel like I really nailed it.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. And
It is a lot of fun.
and it's crazy, like when you're thinking about like highlights of your life and like these are just like little small snippets of things that you did, but like in terms of really reflecting moments that resonated with me at a time where I really felt like I was doing, like really being me and like shining with me, like, yeah, I guess.
I have like public speaking events on mine as well. That's always like, I've been doing it since I was 16 years old. And so it's like, it's been like one big giant moment. It's like I've done a lot of it. And so, but it means a lot to me and I really love doing it. And so like, yeah, planning and executing and experiencing trips, like that whole process is, my partner is completely hands off of it because I'm also a little neurotic and I need to be in control of all
Bossy,
of that.
I think was the word.
Oh yeah, we keep coming back to that.
You're a leader.
But I have like two different, so when I was in high school, and I know this is a really long time, but I won the Henderson Junior Leadership Award. It was like the very first award that like acknowledged or validated to me that I did possess this thing, was like this intangible thing. And it was that little bit of like validation, I think, kind of gave me permission to pursue things for the rest of my life.
I love that.
And yeah, and then when I graduated from marketing school, I graduated with honors because when I do pursue something, it's pretty much all or nothing. Like I'm not really
you don't mess around.
Yeah, fuck around and find out is not really my style. So, but okay, so that is the first exercise. The second one is, it's about your values and discovering what you do value. And so it asks you to like think of all the people that you admire the most in your life. And like list 30 people, and it could be people that you know, people that you don't know. It could be a cartoon character. It could be, like any kind of thing that you admire. First of all, write the list down with like nothing else, but then go through that list and write down a couple of notes. What do you admire about them? Because there's no part of like what a whole person that you're going to admire. But so what part of that person do you admire? So this is our opportunity to give some people some shout outs. I love this.
I didn't. Turns out I had a hard time thinking of 20 people I admire.
Well,
but I was thinking about it, too much of probably a literal way, and like people that are like totally inspiring rather than it being like there's something about. It doesn't have to be everything about them like you just said. But I mean, basically I've got friends on here. I don't want to name any names because I feel like they're going to come back at me, but some people that are not personal, people in my life, Kelly Clarkson.
Okay.
Not that I super follow politics and whatever into it, but the things that I've heard about the PM of Australia, she kind of gets me like, yeah, you go girl.
Cool.
Like she's got, just a few things. I read a book by Glennon Doyle. Glenna. What is that book called? Untamed.
I don't know. Untamed. Sounds ravishing.
Yeah. It talks about how we're like tamed as young women, to, be like a lady and be like all this stuff.
I literally have "Stay Wild" tattooed on my ass.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a good reminder.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, it was the first book of that type that I read. So anyway, she really resonates with me because she's cool as shit. Pink is just a kick-ass woman. Love her.
I have Lady Gaga on mine.
Yeah.
Because she's
a good one too.
Bold, doesn't care about norms. I have that for like two people on mine, is that they don't care about norms. And
yes, I have Not Afraid to Be Herself is what I wrote.
Nice.
Beside Pink. I have The Greatest Showman. First of all, like that movie. Have you seen that movie?
I have seen that movie.
It just tickled my fancy, and he just like refused to give up on this like dream. And like somebody that had nothing, that came from nothing, was like, I have a dream, I have a vision. Yeah. And he just like went for it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I really liked him.
Barack Obama on mine because
good on.
I think he's visionary. He's love him or hate him, he is a visionary leader, and that appeals to me. And that he's, you know, he's well spoken and he's intentional about his words. And so it's, you know, whereas maybe some other past presidents just seem to
Not naming any
ramble whatever happens to fall out of their fat freaking head is just what falls out.
This is why I can't be in politics.
Right. As you'll see, I'm just letting things fall out of my face. And so it's not like I put this into practice, but it's something that I value and admire.
Well, you're also not trying to run a country.
Not today.
Not yet. That's awesome. But yeah, that's basically it for the famous people.
So,
I mean, I have Jan Arden because I think she's freaking hilarious. I think she's so funny.
and so these are the things that you value in your life. You value humor and you value like that authenticity and things like that. And so as you go through your list now, you're gonna start to see some themes emerge, and you're gonna see some commonalities in, like, you know, in the things that you value in people. And so definitely go through and highlight those and find, like, that'll give you, you know, every company has like their corporate values. That'll give you your you values.
I love it.
And yeah.
Do you want to know what mine ended up being?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so being genuine, or like honest, being encouraging, working hard and never giving up, being successful. No, I didn't write this, but it's more like being unapologetically successful and humble. And so this is an interesting thing because
I think is it possible to be both?
I don't know. I think so.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna have to explore that. But it was interesting because I like the idea of being humble. I think it's important to stay humble. Although I don't think that when you're reaching like big dreams, it's not something that's natural, but things then just happen that humble you.
Yep.
It's sometimes not always a state of being. It's a thing that happens to you to remind you, like, you know, okay, you're doing some good stuff, but like you are not the Queen of Sheba yet, for sure. So
yeah, sometimes
come down a notch.
Too.
Yeah.
Mine were conscientious,
Yes,
audacious. So like dream big, those big goals. I love
like those
audacious goals. Respectful. I'm big on respect, trust, and intelligence. I value the smarts. And like think it through.
She's like eyeing me up if she says it. I was like, yeah, I will do more thinking, Leah. I promise.
Think it through.
I love that.
So that's step or exercise 2. Exercise 3 is this is about like, so this is kind of like drilling into you a little bit more. So this is like about going back to those things, like what are the things that you can't stop doing? What are the things that are easy to end up at the top of your list? So, but go to your friends, your family, your coworkers, the people that spend a lot of time with you. And the exercise is actually to get that feedback from them. So you could maybe give them some leading questions, and that's maybe something I didn't give you before, but like you could ask them, you know, Rachelle has a passion for, and get them to like fill in the blank, or Rachelle is most admired for blank. Rachelle is always distracted by, because maybe something that you always do is not necessarily a positive thing. It doesn't like,
I tried to ask them, and like everyone that got back to me really just kind of wanted to like pump my tires, and I literally told them this isn't about pumping my tires.
I went to my
like
parents.
I want to know
my parents gave me a really solid reality check real quick.
Yeah,
so
that's what I should have done. That. Damn it.
Do you have siblings? They won't bullshit you.
Well, my one was like, she did, but she literally answered in 3 words.
Oh,
so it's like.
Are you gonna tell us what she said?
Oh, I have to find my phone. She was like sewing, talking to me, just like very like literally answered the words.
Okay.
And I was just like, well, that's your interpretation of it all. So I'm just going to let you, like, you know, there's nothing wrong with that.
Like people said to me, like some people were off the mark. Some people said like my leg always twitches when my leg twitches a lot. One person dials it down and said my leg twitches when I have people's attention. And I was like, Am I like, I must.
Is that a nervous reaction then? Is that what that
like,
is?
I don't know. Like, I always thought it's a boredom thing for me, or it's almost like a boredom self-soothing, like,
Right.
idle hands kind of a thing. But apparently I'm coming off as nervous and neurotic. So
Frick. She literally wrote working, sewing, talking to me, smiley face.
yeah.
But I had a coworker, she had really nice things to say about me.
What are they?
You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
I have to go down here.
It's important for you to hear and acknowledge the positive things that people say about you, even if you think they're blowing smoke up your bum.
Yeah. She definitely was blowing smoke up my ass, but I love her for it.
Let's hear it.
She said, first thing that popped into mind was your sense of humor. Amy. Your ability to connect with others through your humor. You can lighten up a situation or a topic that may be heavy. Oh, this is my bestie calling me literally right now. Erin, I'm busy. You can lighten up a situation or a topic that may be heavy or difficult through your sense of humor. You're a deep thinker, but you don't take yourself too seriously. Another way you connect easily with others. Have to mention your beaming energy. Hard not to notice when you're in a room because you seem on fire. A warm, approachable, kind energy that says, I got you. Your presence makes others calm. It's a strong energy, but not scattered.
That is so
Isn't it a beautiful
thoughtful.
thing? And this is
so
like a
thoughtful.
coworker, like somebody that I've met in like the last few months. This is what she had to say. Don't cry.
That's really lovely.
It's
and I
very
think
thoughtful.
You should frame that
Yeah.
and put it somewhere special.
She's one of the
because
people that came into my life that really like encouraged me to be so brazen.
brazen.
Brazen is such a good word.
It is a good word. I really like that as well.
To to just go for it and be like, yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot of like nervous things, which is funny. But I like from 3 or 4 different sources. I got habitually social, entertaining, and I love hosting. Like I'm always hosting things, and that's true. Like we entertain a lot, and I'm always busy, and I always am planning like the next event and stuff like that. And so that's and I talk with my hands also. So
That's the French in you. I'm also French.
yes.
Half French. They say that's, or is it a Norwegian thing or like a, what have you heard? Which nationality does the?
Oh, it's a French
That
thing
is a
for
French
sure.
thing,
Yeah,
yeah.
oh yeah, definitely the French.
Fun.
So, like the themes that came out for me out of that was, so then of course, the same thing as we did with that second exercise is you want to go back through with all the things that people have said about you and circle like the common things that come up. And so mine was that I'm always busy planning something, that I make everyone feel warm, welcome, and engaged. And I smile a lot. Apparently I have like a very big smile. I don't know. It's because I got my teeth fixed during COVID. I wasn't much.
It does nothing for me. No, it's just as if. Of course you do.
I'm loyal and protective of what is fair and right. And I have a way with words, and I come up with the best ideas.
You have really good ideas. The name for this podcast was her idea. And, or like her name for us. Before we even knew what it is that we were going to do, we had a name of what it was that we were doing.
Yeah,
It was
I knew
called
what
a
it was
little
called. I
extra.
didn't know what it was.
Yeah, so that's exactly it. It's such a good idea. It is such a good idea.
I think I can only hear that I'm a little extra so many times until like just becomes ingrained in you.
It's like subliminal. I can't say that word. Subliminal.
Subliminal. So then the final exercise is for you to come up with a mission statement. So you got to look back at all of those, like all the things, the themes that came out, the talents that you have, and you want to try and like distill it down into a paragraph and then keep bringing it down and down and down until you just have like a one statement. And it takes some work and it takes a little bit of like massaging and stuff like that. Luckily, one of my things is a way with words. And so I was able to come up with mine pretty quickly. I'll read mine. Did you come up with one? Did you get that far?
No.
So
I had 3 people respond and
So
Yeah.
if we remember, like my talents were being bossy and that planning and organizing. The things that people said about me was like a lot of hosting, a lot of like welcoming and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then my values, of course, which came in, and that's like meeting those audacious goals and other such things. So my mission statement that I came out with at the end is focused on creating opportunities for connection and collaboration. Leah turns big ideas into achievable plans with confidence and enthusiasm.
I just love that so much because that's exactly what you do.
Well, and I feel
you.
like it accurately describes me too. And it's like, so if somebody asks me what I do now, I said I create opportunities for people to collaborate. And I'm really good at taking great big plans and drilling them down into achievable, like big ideas into achievable plans. And now I know those two things about me. And so now I can go and make decisions like having a podcast, which will connect people. It'll connect us with you guys, the audience. It'll connect us with our guests. I get to connect with you. We've had some great conversations already.
We just feel like every time we talk, we're like, we should be recording us right now.
Yeah. But even from when we had like the big idea, I feel like I was able to like drill it down into like these little parts.
That's one of the things that I've been telling people that I love working with you is that and because it's a newer concept for me that I've learned with the different boards and things that I've been involved in, is like it's all fine and dandy to like talk about this big stuff and like, oh, we're going to do this and we should do that and we can have this and blah 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 blah. But it's like, what are 3 things you're going to do this week to see that through? Like, stop talking about the big, like, yes, there's the dream, there's the whatever, but in the meantime, we got shit to do.
What are the steps that you're going to take to hit that goal?
Yeah. I like it.
No, I like that too. So, oh my gosh, we're at half an hour already. We like talked all the way around. I have one question.
Is this when they say part 2? No.
No. You know what? Hit subscribe. Let us know in the comments, what are your passions? Did any of you follow these steps? I want to know. I want to hear people's mission statements.
Yes.
Let me know if you want help. Maybe I can give you some feedback. If you're happy with it, tell me that so that I don't go and like stick my big fat nose where it doesn't belong. But I want to hear what you guys are passionate about. And
your nose is big and fat.
I think. Thank you. I do have a question though. Would you like to give some questionable advice?
Oh, I would love to.
Okay, here we go. We've got some
people. All right, let's have it.
All right. Dear Little Extra, I'm creeping up on 40 years old, and I have a decent professional career. Lately, I cannot help but think about going back to school, though. Am I too old?
Yes.
Yes, but what was the question?
Next. Kidding, obviously, but you should think about how old you are, though. I went to school back late in life. I was like, I wasn't 40. I was 37. So big difference.
But,
huge difference.
I flat out took a leave of absence from my job, so I had no paycheck. I worked in like this shitty bar to like. It was very humbling for me because I did have a really great career, and I took a student loan, and now I have a really great job, but I also have a lot of student loan and a podcast that doesn't pay anything yet. And
it's gonna change.
So you tell me. Was it successful or was it worth it?
I think it always is.
Remains to be. You know what? I'm
still paying off student loans from university. And since I left university, I've gone to college and have paid that back and worked in that career for like 15 years. And I'm still paying off my student loans. I have no regrets. No, not regrets.
It's
I learned a lot of cool things. A lot.
I would never, ever, you're never too old to go back to school. Your age to debt ratio might be something you want to consider, or you know what?
Fucking charge it on your credit card.
Fucking do it.
Who cares?
Do it.
Just like life's too short. You want to go learn some shit?
You heard it here
first.
Go
learn some shit.
All right.
Yeah.
Good chat.
Yeah, good talk.